Pete Buttigieg remains my least favorite Democrat running for Congress. Running for president. He should be running for Congress. Why the hell are we even talking about this guy? This guy is the mayor of the third largest city in Indiana, fourth largest city in Indiana, a college town where he's engulfed in a serious policing scandal.
I can't name that many towns in Indiana. I mean,
Me either.
I can't talk. I'm from North Dakota, but
you could still talk Indiana. Who cares? He can't name any. He's involved. He's embroiled in serious allegations of systemic racism in policing. He promoted gentrification. He is a lab creation of warmed over 80s politics for 2019. And he's fluent in being misleading and completely mucking up the most important domestic issue he faces. And here is his tremendous disingenuity on Medicare for All.
So I'm proposing Medicare for all who want it. It's just a little bit different from the idea of Medicare for all, whether you want it or not. So the way I see it, if we take a version of Medicare, we make it available to the American people, and that public alternative, which I expect to be better, will outcompete the private one.
Expectations are one thing. Frankly, if this whole public option nonsense was promising basically a Cadillac plan of all Cadillac plans to everyone, and they were specific about that sort of thing, I'd be much less concerned about this public option thing. But the way that these types of vampires are staking it out, it's clear that it's just going to be something they can nickel and dime people with and keep the private insurance industry competitive with.
There was an old proposal like this. I think it was Matthew Miller did it I forget, it was like the 2% solution. It was a quintessential Bush era ultra right wing neoliberal Democrat book, and it was like a thing that it was hilarious. It was like, this is the type of thing that Rahm Emanuel on the left and Genghis Khan on the right can agree with. And it was, but basically, if I recall that correctly, it was some type of universal health care that was government mandated, was essentially emergency insurance. It's basically like, if you are in you have a catastrophic government plan. And then if you want actual health care, you still need to go out into the market. And so this leaves all of the problems that Natalie Shore identified too, which is right out of the gate, which is that single payer doesn't just mean that the government provides it. It means you go to the hospital and you don't pay. It means you get coverage. It means it isn't bureaucratic red tape. It means there isn't all of these systems of economic and racial discrimination. So Buttigieg, of course, as is his wont, has not been specific about anything. But if you look at how he's selling this and what his spin is, as well as his various donor bases and where he comes from, I would not believe a word that Alfred E. Newman is saying.
Whether you want it or not. So the way I see it, if we take a version of Medicare, we make it available to the American people, and that public alternative, which I expect to be better, will outcompete the private ones. But instead of just assuming that I'm right and ordering you to switch over whether you want to or not, we're going to see if we're right. We're going to put it out there and let Americans choose, because I trust you to make the right decision for your family when it comes to your health care.
Why are we wasting time?
So he's put out literature on this, and Libby Watson posted part of it. And to illustrate the difference of his Medicare for all who want it existing with the private system, to illustrate the difference, the Buttigieg campaign documents cited a hypothetical example. A 60-year-old in Iowa with an annual income of $50,000. Today, that Iowans have the option to buy a silver plan for $12,000 in premiums over the course of a year, according to the campaign. Under the plan, that 60-year-old could now get a gold plan while paying just $4,200 in premiums over the year.
Wow.
Sounds great, right?
How generous.
Yeah.
We're really solving the healthcare crisis. We're really going to not keep letting hundreds of thousands of people die and suffer prematurely.
That's why this is all bullshit, because when they say, we're going to see which one is better, that means that they're going to set the public option one to be as bad as they can make it, but still having it be a plausible public option. It's in
no way to threaten the marketplace,
right? And then also
only to exist within it.
And by the way, now exactly, and also you've already created these predator companies that pay obscene and ungodly CEO salaries by denying you care, by causing people to die. They're a pure parasite industry. And even to do anything about healthcare now, including, by the way, even the nonsense he's talking about, is going to require a revolutionary political effort because of all of the capital that these companies have accrued. So what he is saying is, let's have a bullshit public plan. We'll keep people, particularly, if you're in the lower middle class, you're going to probably be cut out of it, and vulnerable. Most people will still be cash strapped. And then let's keep letting literal capital accrue in these companies that already own the political process. It's a scam. It's a disgusting scam. And Pete Buttigieg is an absolutely disgusting candidate. And I just want to know, for people who were whining earlier about Elizabeth Warren, here is a candidate that, yes, I have nothing but contempt for Pete Buttigieg. I think he's disgusting. I think he's dishonest. I think that his record is actually profoundly disturbing. I think it's very weirdly disturbing that, frankly, someone within a marginal political office could have this many serious civil rights, police murder stories around them, and his actions and behavior relative to racial discrimination are unclear. His gentrifying policies are disgusting, and what he's selling on the trail is, in my opinion, a scam and disgusting. So there's someone that I have hate for. And I would just like a point of contrast. There's a difference between a good, strong, rigorous critique, which adults should be able to deal with, and a good, strong, rigorous critique that just concludes in, wow, what a disgusting person.
Yeah. Yeah, get off the Buttigieg train if you manage to find yourself here.
I think it's disgusting too. I think that's just such a big, it's so funny. There is so much genuine complexity in life, but my God, every single human being has health care. You can't get with that one.
And it makes
what the fuck is wrong with you?
It'd be one thing if he was saying this from the beginning, and that he would have just been dismissed like a Delaney type. But he was trying to mimic the language of Bernie and this whole movement, because he's basically like an economic hitman.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. I agree with that completely.